Welcome, fellow comic book enthusiasts and nature lovers. Today we embark on a thrilling exploration of one of Gotham City's most captivating terrorists, Poison Ivy. With her unique anatomy and awe-inspiring powers, she's more than just an average nemesis for the Caped Crusader. As Poison Ivy herself once proclaimed, "I am nature's arm." Her spirit, hell, I am Mother Nature. Her words encapsulate the essence of this green powerhouse, whose connection with plants is deeper than mere admiration. In this video, we'll delve into Ivy's botanical anatomy, discovering how she communicates with plants, harnesses their mystical energies, and even transforms them into monstrous allies. So buckle up, nerds, and get ready to unearth the secrets of Poison Ivy's world. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. How did Dr. Pamela Eisley become Poison Ivy? Dr. Pamela Eisley, the brilliant botanist that she is, didn't exactly wake up one morning with green skin and a craving for leafy greens. Nope. Her transformation into Poison Ivy was the result of a toxic mix-up of plant-based experiments gone wild. She was a passionate scientist devoted to the study of plants and their mystical properties. Oh wait, let's start from the very beginning. Meet Pamela Eisley, born in the city of Washington, raised as the only child in a wealthy family. While attending college in Seattle, her heart was set on the alluring world of botany, but there was more than chlorophyll that caught her eye. She found herself entangled in a romantic relationship with none other than Mark Legrand, one of her esteemed teachers. Now, things took a twist when Pamela decided to swipe some unique herbs from a local museum, all in the name of helping Mark with his daring experiments. But trust was betrayed, and the tables turned swiftly. Mark used the very herbs she procured for him to poison her. Quite the surprise, huh? During this experiment, Pamela was exposed to a lethal cocktail of dangerous chemicals and toxic flora. Rather than kneeling over like any ordinary person, she emerged from the incident with a new lease on life. Her body underwent some truly bizarre changes. Her skin turned a lush shade of green, and her crimson hair became as fiery as a chili pepper. The FBI got wind of these events, but they made a bit of a blunder with Pamela's name, labeling her as Lillian Rose. And so, with newfound powers and a captivating persona, Pamela transformed into the beguiling Poison Ivy. How did plants grow on Poison Ivy's body? Do you ever wonder how plants decided to set up shop on Poison Ivy's body? You see, Poison Ivy, aka the Green Goddess herself, boasts a physique like no other. Her green skin seems to have made itself a prime real estate for all things botanical, beyond your average flora in the natural world. Poison Ivy possesses a jaw-dropping ability to manifest and control plants right on her very body. Plants just can't resist her charm. They grow, they flourish, and they embellish her body like it's the coolest greenhouse in town. You might be wondering, hey, how come she's not sprouting flowers from her nose or leaves from her ears? Well, not to worry, dear nerds, because Ivy has total control over her abilities. She can summon her leafy friends at will and even command them to do her bidding, whether it's wrapping up baddies like a botanical lasso or unleashing a swarm of thorny vines. But wait, there's more. Ivy's greenery isn't just for show. No, no, no. She's a multitasking master, using these plants for a variety of purposes that'll make even the most talented botanist green with envy. She can turn her lush growth into makeshift climbing gear, or even sprout extra limbs. Because why settle for just 2 arms when you can have a whole bouquet of them? But the real showstopper here is how Ivy wields her leafy arsenal in combat. Those plants on her body are more than just eye-catching accessories. They pack a mean punch. She's not just throwing pretty petals around. She's striking with venomous intent. Those plants often come with an added poisonous bonus, turning her into a walking, talking, butt-kicking biohazard. And let's not forget her secret weapon, photosynthesis. While we're all stuck relying on our daily snacks and meals, Ivy can soak up the sun's rays like nobody's business, drawing energy into herself and powering up like a renewable energy plant on steroids. Poison Ivy's greenery goes way beyond your average houseplant collection. With her botanical arsenal at her disposal, she's a great force. Don't underestimate the power of nature, especially when it's infused with a touch of Poison Ivy's deadly allure.
It's all right, my darlings. I'm here now, my poor darling.
Pamela Eisley, the queen of plants and eco-friendly communication. Obviously, she is the top-notch botanist in the DC universe, but trust me, She's got an incredible ability that puts even the most advanced plant whisperers to shame, communicating with plants. But how? Well, it's all thanks to a little something called chlorokinesis. No, it's not some fancy superhero workout routine. It's the power to control and communicate with plants. Ivy got herself this nifty superpower after surviving that unfortunate experiment. Ivy can chat it up with all sorts of plants, from teeny tiny algae to towering tree networks. Yep, she's got a hotline to Mother Nature herself. And when I say chat, I mean it. She can actually communicate with them, like she's having a good old heart-to-heart with her green buddies. But it doesn't stop at chit-chat. Oh no, Ivy's power is so epic that she can not only get info from her leafy pals, but also dish out some serious orders. Yep, plants listen to her like she's the queen of the forest. She's got a unique understanding that makes her the flora's bestie. And here's where things get seriously cool. You know how you can send text to your friends to meet up? Well, Ivy can do that too. She taps into the Earth's botanical network and sends messages zipping through leaves and roots to anywhere on the planet. Can you imagine having plant postmen? Classic eco-friendly communication. Ivy's plant connection is so next level that she can practically be in multiple places at once. She's like a green, chlorophyll-powered spy, projecting her consciousness through plants. Need to manifest in Zatanna's dressing room? Not a problem. Ivy's got you covered. With this incredible power combo, she commands her iconic attack plants and becomes a globe-trotting, plant-talking, eco-warrior extraordinaire.
I have this natural immunity against poisons, toxins, the pain and suffering of others.
Her body is immune from Joker venom or any other toxins. The marvelous immunity of Poison Ivy is definitely an angle to explore. With her incredible botanical makeover came an astonishing ability. She's immune to poisoning. That's right. No toxin can bring this gal down. You can throw your deadly concoctions, your Joker venom, and even your wicked scarecrow brews her way. But she'll just laugh them off like it's a joke. A really bad joke, mind you. Now, before you think she's invincible, note that her immunity has a catch. To affect her, a poison would have to be not only non-plant derived, but also lacking a plant-based antitoxin. The infamous Joker venom, the Clown Prince's favorite deadly brew, is a mere joke to Poison Ivy. It's no match for the potent toxic cocktail that flows through her veins. But Ivy's not just keeping this awesome immunity to herself. Oh no, she's playing superhero and bottling it up for others to enjoy. Her dear friend and fellow mischief maker, Harley Quinn, now boasts the same protection from the Joker's venom. Ivy's immunity is a strategic advantage. Being the brilliant applied scientist she is, she can whip up all kinds of poisons for her villainous acts without breaking a sweat.
Lover, kill them.
Poison Ivy's toxins can control Superman. Scared of the poisonous lady yet? Why wouldn't you? Even Superman isn't safe from her grip. Ivy's chlorokinesis may be impressive, but it's her reputation as a seductress that takes the spotlight. You see, Ivy can produce pheromones that work like a charm, manipulating the minds and emotions of anyone nearby. Even super beings like Superman aren't immune to her seductive influence. To exert control, Ivy infects her targets with her spores. If those spores are covered with kryptonite, she can even bend Kryptonians like the Man of Steel to her will. Now, while Ivy has used this ability for nefarious purposes, causing people to harm each other or attacking Batman, she's also shown that there's a softer side to her wicked ways. Sometimes, she's used her seductive powers for good. You see, Poison Ivy has always been the ultimate seductress. She's not just a pretty face. She oozes pheromones that attract people like bees to honey. With her skin secreting these alluring substances, she can make both men and women infatuated, bending them to her every whim. Also, the kiss, her favorite and most popular weapon of seduction. One kiss and you are in love. Those pheromones work their magic on anyone she targets, regardless of gender. But mind you, even without her special powers, her natural beauty alone can do the magic. Ivy knows how to use her charms to bewitch and confound her foes. Even the infamous Batman himself. Her beauty and seductive prowess are legendary. And with just a whisper or a kiss, she can make even the mightiest heroes weak in the knees.
Harley, you okay? Sweet, sweet Harley.
She doesn't need oxygen to live. There are some fascinating botanical quirks that Poison Ivy possesses. Now, depending on the comic version, Ivy can be more plant than person, or vice versa. When she's in full-on plant mode, something remarkable happens. She doesn't need oxygen like us regular humans. Ivy becomes a CO2 breather, just like a plant. This means she can shrug off the lack of oxygen. It won't knock her out or end her life like it would for us mere mortals. There is a bummer though. While she can survive just fine with CO2, but she cannot survive without it. So, if an environment lacks carbon dioxide, it's a no-go for Ivy. She won't suffocate in a room without oxygen, but she's not immune to other dangers like fire. Surviving a blaze might be a bit easier with her CO2 breathing, but the flames themselves can still cause some serious damage. Poison Ivy's lesser-known superpower, breathing in CO2, is not something she can flaunt all the time, but in specific situations, it sure comes in handy. Her kiss can kill you. In the new 52 continuity, Pamela's origin takes a dark turn, one that showcases the extent of her lethal powers. As a child, Ivy was burdened with a skin condition, and her life at home was far from pleasant. Her abusive father kept her trapped, not allowing her to leave the house. To make matters worse, he subjected her mother to constant beatings, creating a toxic environment for young Ivy. In a twisted attempt to apologize to her mother, her father would buy her flowers, revealing to Pamela how to manipulate people using plants. This planted the seed of her connection with Flora, a connection that would grow stronger over time. Tragedy struck when her father went to an unforgivable extreme. He killed her mother and buried her beneath the garden in their backyard. Ivy's roots of revenge began to take hold. As she grew up and ventured into college, Ivy's fascination with plants led her to experiment with plant pheromones. Her actions became more erratic, and she began to walk a dangerous path. One day, Ivy confronted her father in jail, and that's when her deadly powers truly blossomed. With untraceable toxins on her lips, she gave him a kiss that proved fatal. The next day, he was found dead in his cell, a victim of what seemed like heart failure. But the truth was far more sinister. Ivy's deadly touch had claimed another life. In the Bronze Age, her powers expanded even further. Now, a mere touch from her could spell doom, as her blood was teeming with overwhelming toxins. A simple kiss from Ivy could be deadly. This deadly touch isolated Ivy, making her more distant. However, her interactions with Harley Quinn began to soften her edges, leading to some relaxation of her lethal nature. She can mutate plants into humanoid monsters. Get ready, as things are going to take a monstrous turn. Ever thought about having the ability to mutate plants into humanoid monsters? Well, Ivy's got that covered. So, Ivy's already got some serious plant controlling trick, right? She can take it up a notch by using her gifts to grow and transform plants into human-shaped creatures. These are plant avatars under her complete command, and it's not just for show. These plant monsters become Ivy's loyal soldiers, doing her bidding like an army of green goons. They listen to her voice and speak with her words, following her every command. She's like a plant-powered puppet master. Ivy creates multiple plant avatars to intimidate or take down her enemies, and she can handle them all at once. Ivy's reach is far beyond the garden. She can channel her consciousness into these plant monsters from great distances. As long as there's some plant life around, she can summon and control her avatar allies. For instance, she once pulled off an interrogation with Zatanna, creating a plant avatar from roses in the hero's home while she was miles away. Now that's some serious botanical telekinesis. While Ivy's used this power to smaller doses so far, the potential is staggering. Who knows how far her plant monster army can grow?
Oh, you've done so well today, sweetheart. Now get some rest.
Her connection with plants is mystical. The mystical side of Poison Ivy's incredible connection with plants is intriguing. In the DC universe, there's a magical force known as the Green, and both Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing are deeply tied to it. The Green is like an elemental, mystical energy source that links all plant life across the universe. It's formed by the Parliament of Trees, and it's this force that fuels Ivy's botanical powers. What is worth noting is that she's not just tapping into it, she's actually an essential part of it. Poison Ivy is the May Queen, a mystical being with tremendous elemental power. This connection to the Green is her greatest asset. This is what makes her who she is, like granting her the ability to communicate with plants, control them, and make them dance to her tune. Remember how she can grow them to suit her needs? Thanks to her relationship with Green. While the full extent of this connection remains somewhat mysterious, it's hinted that there's something quasi-mystical about it. Ivy's bond with plant life goes beyond the physical connect. It's spiritual and supernatural, a link that runs deep within her essence.
Mr. District Attorney.
Does she have any love interests? Can she reproduce? Let's get on to this one. Poison Ivy's tangled love life and her unique connection with her fellow green gal Harley Quinn. First, there's Clayface, a poor guy who got caught up in Ivy's manipulative web. She tricked him into thinking they were married, using a plant as a love potion. With him under her control, she even broke him out of Arkham, but it was all a ruse. And when Batman spilled the truth, Clayface's heart was shattered. Now, On to the fascinating romance of Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. These two couldn't be more different as individuals, but as a couple, they just click. What makes their love story so powerful is the understanding that love doesn't complete them. It's an addition to who they already are. They don't define themselves solely by who they love, but rather they embrace their individuality. This bond helped Harley break free from her abusive relationship with the Joker. Their relationship works because they give each other the freedom to be independent. When they're together, they create something new and exciting, something they could never achieve alone. They know they can survive and thrive on their own, even when they're apart due to their adventures. Speaking of independence, Ivy's journey led her to a groundbreaking discovery. Working at the Gotham Botanical Gardens, she managed to merge human and plant DNA, giving rise to her sporelings, human-plant hybrids. This got her 2 children, Rose and Hazel, born from this remarkable research. But her discoveries also attracted danger, as colleagues were murdered, and her research was stolen and used by others to create more sporelings. In the midst of chaos, Ivy rescued another sporling named Thorn, who had a unique ability to transmute flesh into plant material. Together, Thorn joined Rose and Hazel in Ivy's care, forming a new green family. Is she immortal? The evergreen question is Poison Ivy immortal? The answer lies in her remarkable regenerative abilities, making her a great force in the world of comic book wonders. We know that she has a unique connection to the mystical force known as the Green. It grants her an array of epic abilities, and among them is her incredible power to regenerate. She can heal herself from practically anything, as long as she remains in contact with nature. In a recent event called Fear State, the Gardener, Gotham's resident botanist, reveals the true extent of Ivy's regenerative powers. It's nothing short of awe-inspiring. This incredible ability essentially makes Pamela immortal, as long as even a single clipping of her exists. However, it's worth noting that interpretations of Ivy's immortality may vary across different storylines and comics. But one thing is clear: when she's in touch with nature, Ivy can heal from any injury or harm, making her an enduring presence on Prime Earth. On comparing Ivy and another Green Guardian, Swamp Thing, we land on some amusing inferences. While Swamp Thing is the living embodiment of nature, tied intrinsically to its existence, Ivy is a human who shares a symbiotic relationship with nature. Both are powerful protectors of the green world, but their immortality stems from different sources. Hence, with her regenerative abilities and her profound bond with the green, she's a warrior with an everlasting presence. As long as the natural world thrives, so does Poison Ivy. The lack of sunlight weakens her and her powers. Poison Ivy's connection with plants runs deeper than love. In certain storylines, she's so plant-like that she actually needs sunlight to survive. Being away from the sun weakens her, and has even brought her close to death. In one instance, the villain Clayface kidnapped her and hid her from the sun to keep her from regaining her strength. So, sunlight isn't just a preference for her, it's a necessity. Since she's a human-plant hybrid, Ivy absorbs and converts sunlight, making it essential for her survival and her powers. Denying her sunlight for an extended period wouldn't be easy, but it would progressively weaken her abilities. So, her power source is also her Achilles heel. Poison Ivy may be a unique and powerful force with a wide range of superpowers, but she's not invulnerable. Her weakness makes her an even more intriguing character, adding depth to her green-powered persona. Marvelous verdict. In the enthralling world of comic books, Poison Ivy emerges as a captivating character with a physiology as unique as her plots. From her mesmerizing connection with plants to her ability to control and communicate with them, Ivy's anatomy is a fusion of human and flora, granting her a mesmerizing array of powers. Her regenerative abilities, coupled with her dependence on sunlight and CO2 for survival, make her vulnerable. While she can create monstrous plant avatars and manipulate the minds of even super beings, her tenuous grasp on sanity adds depth to her character. As we explore Poison Ivy's multifaceted anatomy, it becomes clear that she's much more than just a villain or an anti-hero. Her intricate relationship with nature, her romances, and her struggles make her a compelling figure in the comic book universe. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.